Did you hang out with Ed after conferences? Paul Spooner, Boston,
Well, I
Massachusetts.
can't say that I smoked dope with Ed. I smoked dope with his attendant. I can say that for sure. Um, all the times I interacted with Ed were in the bar or a restaurant or a couple times in the halls of Congress. And he'd be, one of the things about conferences I always tend to do is I don't go to the workshops. I hang out in the lobby area or, talk to people that way. And that's how Ed was. You'd see him at a conference and he'd be over in a corner talking to people and you'd go hang out with Ed. And, you could hang out for hours. And, it wasn't like it was always I always calculated as an experience and I always could learn. And I like to learn anyway. So it was like, you could ask Ed questions, you could talk to him about anything. Didn't have to do with disability rights either. It just was, a way that it was nice to see him and see what he was up to and, what his latest love was or, any number of things he was doing. And, Ed wasn't always all about disability. So there were other things going on in his life, and it was just a pleasure to know him. It's a person you run into, and there are very few people in your life that you can just say you genuinely, look forward to seeing every time you see them. And you could go a year or two without seeing them, and the ability to pick right back up where you left off was how it was with Ed. He would remember you. And I gotta say, that's a characteristic I admire a lot because, the numbers of people Ed ran into and the numbers of people that I run into and any of us run into, it's so easy to forget a name and a face. And I admit, as I'm getting older, that's more common. And I never felt that from Ed. And what a great skill that is to have. Now, did I party with him? Yeah. And was he buzzed? Yeah, at different times. But that's what we did, that's what we did in those days. And, would we do that today? I don't think so. But, doesn't mean we wouldn't have a cold beer if we had a chance to or whatever, you know. I certainly wouldn't smoke dope today because it's not good for my liquid oxygen. Not saying I wouldn't want to. I'm not going to be a fool, you know. So, but what a great man.